If you're prepping for the SSC MTS exam, you know the pressure is absolutely real. So today, we're not just going to look at some old questions. Nope, we're going to crack the code of the February 16th third shift paper. We're looking for the hidden patterns that will help you study smarter, not just harder. Let's get right into it.
And this is the big question, isn't it? The syllabus feels endless. Where do you even start? Well, the secret isn't just about putting in the hours, it's about getting inside the examiner's head. And by breaking down this one specific paper, that's exactly what we're about to do.
First up, let's talk money. Let's talk policy. This paper makes it pretty clear that there's a big focus on India's economic framework, and it starts with a topic that's, well, the foundation of its modern history.
Okay, this might look simple, but it's a direct test of how well you know India's economic story right after independence. Do you remember who was leading the country then?
And the answer is Jawaharlal Nehru. But wait, the real gem here isn't just the name. The analysis is crystal clear. 5-year plans are a top-tier, must-know topic. Seriously, they pop up in almost every single shift. This is not something you just glance over. You've got to master it. And see, they don't just stick to the basics. This next question gets a little more specific, digging into the interruptions and the little details of India's planning history.
So here's exactly what went down. Because of a bunch of political instability and economic changes, India actually had to hit pause on the 5-year plan model. For 2 years, they just used annual plans instead. Knowing about these plan holidays is one of those key details that really separates the people who are truly prepared.
Okay, so from planning, we move over to regulation. This question gets right to the heart of India's financial system. Who's in charge of the cash?
Yep, it's the Reserve Bank of India, the RBI. And this just confirms another pattern for us. Questions about the RBI and how banking is regulated are a theme that just keeps coming back. Understanding its role isn't just a good idea, it's pretty much non-negotiable.
All right, let's shift gears. We're moving away from economics and into the incredible tapestry of Indian history and culture. Now, this is a huge area, I know, but the exam actually gives us some really specific clues about where we should be focusing.
So you think you know the Surajkund fair? Well, just knowing it's in Haryana isn't going to cut it anymore. This paper actually tested people on the theme state and the theme country. The lesson here is so clear. For these big cultural events, you have to dig deeper than just the surface-level facts.
From a cultural fair to a famous historical monument, this question tests your knowledge of major architectural landmarks from all across the country.
And the answer is Chittorgarh in Rajasthan. This one's a pretty straightforward fact check, but it proves that monuments are a major theme. In fact, let's look at another, even more famous one.
Ah, a classic question. One of India's most iconic landmarks, right? So who was the mind behind the Lal Killa? Shah Jahan. And listen, this brings us to one of the most powerful takeaways from this whole analysis. Mughal architecture. It is a critical, can't-miss topic. I'm talking about everything from the Taj Mahal to Humayun's tomb. You need to know these monuments inside and out, who built them, what their key features are, all the little details. It is a recurring goldmine for questions.
So, from ancient stones, we're jumping straight to modern pages. This next question checks your awareness of contemporary Indian literature.
The author is Aravind Adiga, and the pattern here is pretty clear. The exam tends to focus on famous, award-winning authors. It also really likes to ask about autobiographies of major personalities. So think about well-known politicians, athletes, and artists. It's definitely another key area to build up your knowledge.
All right, let's pivot to our last set of questions, this time covering the natural world. This section really shows the exam's range, from the science of agriculture all the way to astronomy.
Here's a question that takes us right down to the earth, literally. It's about the basic building blocks that make agriculture possible. So, what do plants need to really thrive? The two key players are nitrogen and phosphorus. Here's a simple way to think about it. Nitrogen is all about that lush, green leaf growth. Phosphorus, that's for building strong roots and helping with the flowers and fruits. Understanding what each one does is what's being tested here.
And then you get a question like this. A piece of general knowledge so common it might actually throw you off for a second.
The answer, of course, is Neil Armstrong. And you know, this is a brilliant lesson. The source analyst points out that the exam's difficulty can be all over the place. You'll get these tough, detailed questions right next to some very basic ones. What does that mean for you? It means your prep has to be solid across the board. Never, ever forget the fundamentals.
So after breaking all this down, what's the ultimate takeaway? We've sorted through all the noise to find the real signal. Here is the core pattern that this exam paper really shows us.
This is your study guide, basically, pulled directly from the exam itself. 5-year plans, Mughal architecture, famous authors and autobiographies, major Indian festivals and dances, the basics of our solar system and atmosphere, and key parts of Sikh history. These aren't just random topics, these are proven, high-frequency areas where you absolutely have to focus your energy.
So the code has been cracked. The roadmap is laid out right in front of you. This isn't about guesswork anymore. It's about being strategic with your preparation. The only question left is the one you see right now. Take this insight, use it, and turn all that hard work into real results. Good luck!